Yo, what's up guys? Long time no see. I was away for a couple of weeks. I made like so much music past week, so I really needed a break for a couple of weeks. So yeah, that's why I didn't upload, but yeah, a lot of tracks are coming next week. So don't worry about me quitting or something. I don't quit. I never quit making music. I will be quitting doing the dishes sooner. Nah, I'm never doing dishes. So yeah guys, I hope you're doing good. I made a new liquid drum and bass track. It's a little bit kind of the same vibe like my last tutorial. I really like that kind of liquid drum and bass. It doesn't really specifically have like a genre, but maybe we can create it. So yeah guys, let's keep things short. Let's go to the track.
Now this sort of thing could you only do before
Do you know what time it is?
Don't forget to subscribe guys. So yeah guys, let's first go to the intro of this track. What did I do first? I loaded a intro pad. It sounds like this. These are the effects on it. I high passed the sound. I added some reverb to make it more atmospheric. And then I added a soothe as usually to decrease some of the harsh frequencies. Then after this I loaded up a vintage vocal and I applied a lot of reverb to it. It's a little bit the same like the intro. I loaded up an EQ, a reverb and a soothe to filter out some of the harsh frequencies. And the vocal sounds like this.
May God have mercy on my soul.
And over here there are more vocals. They sound like this.
And now for that phase of my work that has earned me such names that... Why can't you read them at home? Because there's been a little thing that we policemen call murder, big shot.
Pretty dope, right? Okay, let's go to the drop now. Then for the intro I loaded up a bass in Serum. It's this pattern. It's just a really simple Reese bass. I showed it before in my tutorials. Make sure to increase the fine tune with 20 and this one with -20. And increase the attack a little bit. So it's slowly introduced to the track. Yeah, that's just basically it. I think I didn't use any effects on this bass because it's so dope already. Make sure to increase the legato so the notes are gliding. Then next I introduced a drum loop with an EQ on it, which has an automation and some reverb underneath. So it gives the automation gives the drum loop a little bit more reverb. So it's showing that the drop is beginning. So yeah, as you can hear, it's pretty dope.
Why can't you read them at home? Because there's been a little thing that we policemen call murder, big shot. You're what we call a material witness.
Now this sort of thing could you only do before
So yeah guys, then I added just some normal risers. They are pretty dope. They sound like this. Then guys, let's go to the basses of this track. Okay guys, this is the pattern of the basses. It's basically a mid bass layered on top of a sub bass. I always keep them separated because it sounds better and you have more control on the mids and you won't affect the subs if you apply any effects to them. This is the first bass. It's a preset that I use from one of the sample packs that I downloaded. These are the settings. So how is this bass made? As you can see, LFO1 is applied to all of these knobs. yeah, they used a basic shapes and an analog BD sine wave with these effects. You can copy and paste them if you want. I'm not going to discuss the full bass since the video will be too long. But yeah, it's a pretty dope bass. Then let's go to the mid and sub basses. At first, this is the sub bass, which you can hear. It's also a preset that I used. These are the settings for this bass. Then I layered a mid bass on top, and that's a pretty cool mid bass. I think I made it myself, pretty simple. Just load up to saw waves, set the unison on 7, switch these two knobs on, apply MG low 12 on 500 Hz. Then apply some distortion and a compressor, pretty simple. So yeah, then for the mid bass, I applied some effects. I added an automation on this frequency spectrum. Then I added a reverb and a shaper box, so the bass gets shaped a little bit, and it's pretty dope. It sounds like this. Then I layered another bass on top. It's a pretty dope one. I use this for the higher frequency spectrums from the mids and so on. It's just a really cool bass. It's pretty dope. It sounds like this. Then really important to make the track less empty, I added some white noise to the notes of the bass, so the track gets less empty, and it sounds like this. So yeah, all the basses together, including the white noise, it sounds like this. Yeah, of course we cannot miss the drums. Then as for the effects on these drums, I only cutted some of the low frequencies off, the subs, because it clashes with the sub of the bass and you don't want that. Make sure not to cut it off above the shape of the drum loop, because then you lose the sound of the drum loop. So somewhere around here is perfect. Then the effects for the drum loop, I added some G-clip, I added the transient processor, and I always use the expander and then decrease the release to have more space in your mix for other sounds to come through. Yeah, you can hear it as well. So somewhere around here is fine. Then I applied some tape saturation. Then I applied some tape saturation to the drum loop to add some harmonics to make it more stand out in the mix. And I applied some glue compression of this plugin. It's pretty dope. Yeah, then the track it sounded a little bit empty, so I added some arps. I applied some effects to the ARP, I cut it off some of the lows to make an automation clip. I added a reverb automation clip and I added Soothe to filter out some of the harsh frequencies. Pretty dope. With all the effects applied, it sounds like this. Then I added a sound from Splice, it sounds like this. So yeah guys, then let's go to the master. I added a Pro Q3, I cut it off some of the really low frequencies because you cannot hear it. Then I added a glue compressor with just a preset, I really like it. Yeah, then I added Ozone 10, I use it for all my productions to add some tape saturation at the high frequency spectrums. And for the mid and the mid-lows, I excited it using a triode. Then for the imager, make sure your basses are always in mono, because otherwise it would sound very muddy. And the higher frequency spectrums, you can stereo shape it a little bit to make it more bright. Yeah, then I added a Soothe to have less mud on the master. And yeah, that's just basically it for the master. So yeah guys, without effects the song sounds like this. With effects. So yeah guys, with effects the song sounds way cleaner. So you can copy and paste this mastering chain as well. You can use it for your productions. So yeah, that's just basically it for this song. I hope you guys like it and learned something from this tutorial. Yeah, and in my last tutorial I mentioned that I'm working on a presets pack. I will be uploading this preset pack very soon. It includes like 20 or 30 sounds for Serum. As a Serum preset. So yeah guys, cheers, have a nice weekend, and I hope to see you next time. Ciao.